A well-arranged brain is worth more than a well-filled brain. Michel de Montaigne. The art of learning, unlocking the power of your mind. In the vast landscape of human potential, the journey of learning is not defined by the gifts we are born with, but by how we shape and train the most extraordinary organ we possess, the human brain. For centuries, the world believed talent was fixed. Some were born mathematicians, others natural artists, and the rest destined to admire from the sidelines. But modern science and the lives of remarkable individuals reveal a different story. Learning is less about innate brilliance and more about harnessing the brain's remarkable adaptability. The story of Barbara Oakley. Barbara Oakley's life is a testament to this truth. As a young student, she struggled miserably with mathematics. Numbers felt like a foreign language, and she carried the label of not a math person. Many would have accepted that fate, but Oakley chose to rewrite her story. Through deliberate practice, persistence, and experimentation, she transformed herself from a struggling math student into a respected professor of engineering. Her journey shattered the myth of natural talent and offered a universal lesson. Learning is not about being gifted. It is about discovering how to use the brain effectively. Oakley's breakthrough came when she realized the brain works in two distinct modes of thinking, focused mode and diffuse mode. The two modes of thinking. Focused mode is what most of us recognize as hard concentration. It's when you sit at your desk, eliminate distractions, and push intensely toward a solution. This mode is powerful. It allows us to drill deep into a problem, follow logical steps, and apply known patterns. But there is another side to learning. The diffuse mode emerges when we step away, when we go for a walk, take a shower, or even let our minds drift into daydreaming. In these moments, the brain doesn't go idle. Instead, it quietly weaves together ideas, making connections that our conscious mind could never force. Contrary to the stigma that daydreaming is laziness, it is in fact one of the most creative states of mind. Oakley's insight reveals a simple truth. The dance between focus and diffusion is what fuels true understanding. Lessons from history. History is full of figures who embodied this principle. Thomas Edison, perhaps the greatest American inventor, tested thousands of materials before finding the right filament for the light bulb. He famously napped with steel balls in his hands so that as he drifted into diffuse thinking, the moment he relaxed too much, the balls would clatter to the floor, snapping him awake just as fresh insights were forming. Albert Einstein, too, spoke often about the role of imagination in discovery. His thought experiments, visualizing himself riding on a beam of light, were not calculations in the strict sense, but exercises in the diffuse creative mode. Leonardo da Vinci filled notebook after notebook, not simply with sketches of inventions, but with observations, patterns, and playful ideas. His genius lay not in perfect focus, but in allowing the diffuse mode to connect art, science, and philosophy into something new. The growth mindset. At the core of these stories lies a mindset, the belief that intelligence and ability are not fixed, but cultivated. Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Each attempt was not wasted effort, but an investment in learning. This is what psychologist Carol Dweck calls the growth mindset, the conviction that abilities expand with effort, strategy, and resilience. Where the fixed mindset sees failure as proof of inadequacy, the growth mindset sees it as feedback, a necessary step toward mastery. The modern challenge. Today, our greatest obstacle to learning is not scarcity of information, but abundance. We live in an age of endless notifications, apps, and digital distractions that fragment our attention. Many believe multitasking is efficiency, but neuroscience reveals the opposite. Constant switching between tasks prevents both focused depth and diffuse reflection. To truly learn, we must reclaim time for both modes. Deep, uninterrupted work to wrestle with ideas. Then intentional breaks, walks, pauses, silence, to let the mind wander and connect. In this rhythm lies the art of learning. The lifelong journey. Perhaps the most profound lesson is that learning does not belong to youth alone. The brain, once thought to harden with age, is far more plastic than we imagined. With every new challenge, it rewires itself, carving new pathways and strengthening old ones. Life itself becomes the ultimate training ground, reading widely, asking questions, embracing failure, allowing curiosity to guide us. Each experience reshapes us, often in invisible ways, until one day we look back and see not a sudden transformation, but a quiet becoming. The art of learning is not about tricks or shortcuts. It is about cultivating patience with the process, humility in failure, and courage in persistence. It is about recognizing that every brain, yours, mine, and even those once written off as not talented, holds a capacity far greater than we imagine. Knowledge is abundant, wisdom is rare, and it is through the art of learning, not the filling of memory, but the arranging of thought, that we unlock the power of our minds.